Hey everybody, so today we are going to be making a video showing you this is a Farexon desk. So basically what we have here is going to be the frame for the desk. We also have the other pieces to put on it, but they are sold separately. Mainly what you're going to be seeing here is the desk itself, the frame. The box weighs about 40 to 50 pounds, so it is sturdily, heavily made. We're going to see what's inside. Like I said, this was a fairly heavy box, so I know that it's a metal frame based on that. And we're going to see how big it is. We're going to put it together, show you what it looks like. We will put a top and a bottom on it, or top at least, but that is not included. We're just making sure everybody understands. So your parts are going to be like this. They do have numbers on them. We will see everything that's included. You'll see that it does have different ports onto it. So this is a computer desk. You see it has different ports. These pieces here weigh about 15 pounds each. So they are fairly heavy. This is a sturdily made piece of equipment. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of pieces involved in it, so it shouldn't take that long to put it together. Kind of anxious myself to see what it looks like as we get all the pieces out and we look for our handy dandy instructions. Always makes it a lot easier to put it together when you have the instructions. And then we'll also tell you what kind of tools you are going to need. So that looks like all the pieces, and we have the handy dandy instruction booklet. So when it's put together, it should look like this without the wood top. So you're going to have a box that says tools. The box that has tools will include this, these two, and this. This should be everything you need to put it together. You shouldn't need any additional tools. So we're going to put it together with the tools they provided, and then we're going to see what it looks like. So D1 and D3, which if you're looking at it, this is a D3, this is a D1, are going to go together like this. You see these pieces, these notches? Then you're going to take D2 and it's going to go inside like this. So see, we got this is a D1, this is a D2, that's a D3. You're going to loosen these up till you get this in. Once you got it back in, you tighten them back down, because this is a expandable collar in here. You can expand this if you need to. So we tighten that down. So this is in place. We're going to do the same thing here. You're going to notice that it's set up to go in like this. You're going to have to loosen these to get that to go in. And then you'll tighten them back down once you get the piece inside. Like this. This should slide down. Now you're going to see that once you get about this far from being closed, the D1 is going to catch because of this. So we're going to leave that open. This is adjustable. You can adjust the length of this desk. So we're going to put this together, and we'll see when and how much we need to adjust it to put the other pieces on. But for right now, this is what it's going to look like. So you're going to do the same thing with the other one, because you have two of each. And you'll notice what I did was I lengthened this on the sides. I want these both the same length, so that it sits roughly the same. So next we're going to take E, which is the big heavy one. And we're going to take 4 Fs, which is these pieces right here. And we're going to take a C, which is your leg. We're going to put it on like this. And we're just going to tighten these down. They'll go through, line up into your screw hole. Once you got them lined up, you just screw them down. Getting the first one in is, once you get it started, you'll do all 4 of these. Then you're going to repeat the same process on the other side, because there are 2 of each of these. And these will be the foundation for your board. So we're just going to get that in there. What I usually do is tighten these down angle-wise, snug. So now we're going to take the D's and the E, You're going to remember where you have these things. These are just going to go right through that hole like this. And they're going to screw in here. So it's just a matter of lining them up and screwing them in. You're going to do that to both sides. This one on this side, this one on this side, and do both sides on the end to end also. We'll show you what it looks like when it's complete. So this should be your E screw, E, and I think it says it's 12, E12. That's this one's that's going in here. So as you're putting these D's in with the E screw, it should, if you're doing it properly, look like this. So we're taking these. So we already did the first side, which we started and we showed you. Now we're doing the second side. This will be the second base for the first base that goes all the way across. So remember, this is your E, this is your E, these are your D's. And you can adjust this. Remember, these are adjustable. So you can make this wider if you want. And then we will do the same thing with this one on this side. So you should have a unit put together. It should look like this right now. So next will be your B's. The B's will go right here. You're going to notice that there are holes right here. So you're going to put these through here like this. They will go right in here. That's why they say arrow outward, that way. So you will just put both of these on each side and you'll be done with that process. So next you have these little hooks. And if you look at the diagram, you'll see a spot here, 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 and here. Well, you only have 2 hooks. And if you go by the diagram, you're going to go to this side and put both of these hooks on. So basically they're just going to go in, push, squeeze a little bit, and then they will sit like that. So for the next part, this is going to be your choice, your preference, what you want to do. So we're going to have this desk, and it's going to look like this on the bottom. We've already got it all put together. If you want this, or do you want these? If you would rather roll your desk, you just unscrew these. They come right off. Screw these on. If you want to leave these on, you can. It's your preference. So if you're moving it a lot, you're probably going to want the rollers. If it's going to be stationary, it's going to be more stable with these. We chose to stay with these. Now you're going to take piece H, which is this. You're going to fold this piece up, fold this piece up, making it essentially into a box. But don't want to move it too much because these will break. So you just need to move them just where they need to be, because you're making this essentially into a box. And then you will fold these ones out like this. So you want this design when it's finished. It's going to look like this. Fold it out into this design. So basically, you have the design we have here. And you see it has a desktop. This says desktop is not included. So this is separate. But when you go over here, this piece here that we just made, this here, is going to go up underneath and attach. So tabletop is not included. This is the top we decided to go with, wood finish, just extra pieces that we had. This is what ours is going to look like. Now we need to install the box. So the final steps that we're doing here, we've got this piece. This is actually going to go up on your wood. What this is doing, this is going to go through here and protect so these wires don't hang out. Same with this. Then this will come in and plug in. These will come in and plug into this. This is the controller for your legs, which will also be attached to the wood. Remember, the wood is sold separately. You're just getting this frame and these pieces. The wood has to be bought separately. So in order to do the final steps, you're basically going to have your wood and set it up. Otherwise, you're just going to have the table, this frame, and then we're going to finish this up and we're going to show you how it operates. So remember, when you're putting this on, this is your personal preference. Wherever you want to put it. You want to put it here, you want to put it here. That's up to you where you put it. And also the same thing with your buttons. I wanted mine easy to reach, so I got them right there in the front. The wires are going to go up into this. This is a protective device to keep them from falling everywhere. But until I flip it over, I don't know if they're in there or not. So until I get everything ready and flip this over, I don't know if the wires are in the correct spot. So when we flip it, we'll see. So your standard setting, number 1, is 72. If you decide you want to move it, you hit 2. And you look, it's rising up. It will take it to 82. And if you want it all the way, or 86, excuse me. If you want it all the way to the top, 120, you'll hit 3. Or you can just measure it however you want it. This desk is perfect depending upon who's sitting at it. If you're tall and you want it up higher, you just hold the up button. And then you're sitting at your chair or whatever. Or if you're working on blueprints and you want it up because you're standing, because usually if you're working on blueprints, you can take it up higher where you want it. I got them right here. I can read them. Perfect. If I want to go back down, I hit 1. It takes it back to its standard setting of 72. Like I said, you can go 3 is 120, 2 is 86, 1 is 72, which is the normal. And you can go anything in between by just simply holding this button. This is an ideal desk for anybody of any height. You can change whatever you want. Depends on if you get a new chair. Let's say you get a new chair that's taller, you can adjust your desk. Or if you want to use it for like in your garage as a workstation, you can do that as well, because a lot of times if you're working on tools, working with something, you can adjust this however you want. It's a really nice desk. Remember that it does not come with the desktop. This is sold separately, but all this comes with it. This is nice, sturdily made, heavy duty, and I really like this. So guys, we are back to do our final wrap up and review on this table. Remember, the tabletop does not come with it. I want to reiterate again, it's sold separately. This is one that we happen to have that we use that does not come with it. The unit itself is heavy duty made, it's sturdy, it weighs about 40 to 50 pounds. I love the fact that you can adjust your height to it. It's got 3 presets, 72, 86, 120. So basically if you're using it for blueprints or to do some cutting or something like that, you can set it 86 to 120, adjust the tear. If you want to use it as a desk and you got a tall seat, you can take it up. It just works for a whole lot of different functions. This underneath, this base that you put on, that we put on there at the end, it holds all your wires, anything that you may need, you can put it up in here. If I had dual monitors sitting here, I can run the wires down through here. So I could have dual monitors, run them up underneath, and then I have this tray underneath. And you can tie your wires up inside of this to protect them from getting caught around your feet or whatever. It's got a lot of uses. I like the fact that it's so heavy duty made. We're going to put the link for this in the description. Like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. If you're in the market for an adjustable desk or an adjustable workstation, this is a really good unit. Remember, tabletop is sold separately, but the unit itself is great. You can put you use plywood, anything you want to make the tabletop, and then you can make it your own. You can varnish it, whatever. I really like this unit. So just remember, 3 is 120. It's going to take it all the way up to 120. So if you're working on something and it's tall, you go up to 120. We're going to not be able to go to 120. My cord's not long enough. So all I can do is move it this way, just a hair. The 3 prerequisites are: 1 is 72, which is its normal position. It's going to go down to 72. If you want to stop it, you just hit S. You want your number 2 position, that's going to be 86. And then your last one is 120. Now, if you're going to be using 120 a lot, you're going to need an extension cord, because the cord for this is about 6 foot long, and this goes high in the air. So we're going to go to 120. And we're going to let you see how tall it really is. And you're going to understand that if you're using this one a lot, you're going to need an extension cord, because it's just basically, it's going to want to pull your cord out of the wall, because this is really high. What you would really need it this high for, I'm not sure, but maybe some people are. Maybe you're working on something that you just don't want to bend over. You can set it right here like that. I really like that option. But normal is 72. I would probably keep it around 86 if I had it in my garage. If I use it as my desk, I'd probably keep it about 72 to 78. That's the nice thing. You can have it whatever you want. 72 is its normal setting. That is as low as it will go.